Hello everyone. So as we all know, today is, at least when I'm filming this, the last day of 2020. Thank God. I don't know if I'm expecting 2021 to be any better, and I don't really want to jinx it by saying otherwise, because a lot of people said that 2020 would be a great year, and it wasn't. So, you know what? I'm just going to say that 2021 will be awful, and hope that the same thing happens, and that it's great. But it won't be, probably. However, with the new year fast approaching, and depending on when I release this video already having happened, I thought it would be a fun situation, like a fun little idea, to go back and look at my history in the furry fandom, where I started and where I am now, and kind of look back on everything, you know, have a little nostalgia session, because, as you all know, I am a furry, obviously. I've been in the fandom for about 4 years, so I've got a lot of history, have a lot of characters, and I own 3 fursuits. Well, 2.5. One's unfinished, and I'm planning 2 more. So, you know, I think looking at where I am now, it would be really fun to just go back and look at where I started. The year is, I'm going to say 2014, 2015. I am but a small child, okay? And I have my first amount of access to the internet, which is on my dad's computer through a game called Animal Jam. Oh boy. Animal Jam was a lot of fun. I played a lot of Animal Jam. I used to do role plays in the forest where I'd get murdered, but you couldn't say the word blood, so you had to say bloom, because it was censored, and you couldn't make it so that your character was bleeding, so you just had to change the fur pattern to red splotches. What a time to be alive. Anyway, through an Animal Jam video, I found this guy, and he was talking about most inappropriate masterpieces. Now, for those of you who never played Animal Jam, there was essentially a function where you could, it was like MS Paint inside the game. You could create what the game called a masterpiece, which a lot of the time for me it wasn't. You drew whatever you wanted, and then you could pay like whatever currency it was to like have that masterpiece sent to you, and then you and your friends could like hang it up in your house. So you had like your own art displayed on your walls, and it was really fun. But of course, people always like ruin things, so there was like a few pretty inappropriate things, mostly like because it's 2014 2015, like creepypasta stuff and slightly inappropriate anime stuff. But I don't know what was wrong with this guy. I don't know, like maybe he just didn't like furries, but he said there was this one masterpiece of telephone, and he was like, this is inappropriate because it's a children's game and children shouldn't be exposed to that kind of thing, and if you don't know who this is, then you're lucky and you're innocent. And I was like, oh god, I want to be included. So I looked up who is telephone, and thank god it was telephone and not like a fursuit or something, but thank god it was just telephone. And I saw this person in this costume being telephone, and I was like, I want that. So I watched like all of their videos. I watched every single one of Telephone's videos, and through Telephone I found an interview that he did with Majira Strawberry, where Majira Strawberry interviewed him. This is really showing my age. This was before he got his new suit as well. This is like ages ago. And through that video I found Majira Strawberry, and then watched all of his videos, and I still do watch all his videos. I'm a big fan, you know. And through Majira Strawberry I found Mark Sparks, and Kira the Wolf wasn't cancelled at that time. Let's not get into that. So I watched him as well, and Boltmutt, who I think has a different channel name now, and Fjord Frost, who I didn't realise until like last week was also Quartz Husky, because I haven't really been keeping up with it, and Picari Roo, and all these wonderful furry YouTubers that I still watch today, except Kiro, obviously. But and I was like, this is so fun. I want to be a part of this. I'm going to be a part of this. So I ran out and I made my first fursona, who I will try to find a picture of and put it here. But if I can't, she was a fox, an anthropomorphic fox, in a green hoodie, with brown hair that looked like my hair at the time, and pink rabbit ears, and she had like a cut on the side of her face, and that was essentially her. Her name was Kitsune, and I don't remember like how connected I felt to her. I don't remember how much I liked the character, because this is a long time ago. I don't remember like what my feelings towards it were. But then I redesigned her, like not even the next day. It was like she only stayed like that for a couple of weeks. And I'll try and find a picture of it here. I don't know if I have any pictures, but she wore like a torn up green dress and like more jewellery on her ears and like rainbow armbands and a necklace. It was weird. And then I got a comment from somebody on Furry Amino. This is when I used Furry Amino, everybody. Oh boy, what a time to be alive. Somebody said, you need to use a more concise colour palette with less colours, because that is a lot of colours and it doesn't really look very good. So I was like, okay. So I kind of scrapped the whole thing, and I was going through my edge phase at this point. I was in like year 5 or 6 and I was very hormonal. So I made her look like this. Again, I'm going to see if I can find some old art of her. I don't know if I can. This is what she looked like. If I can't find any art, she wore all black as far as I remember, and had like fingerless gloves on. She had hair that was black at the front and red at the sides, and she had a mask on because her face was all weird underneath, and she had this like demon thing that would follow her around, and oh my god, it was cringe. And she looked like that for longer than I'm willing to admit. Then I changed it around a bit. I didn't really change much. I just got rid of the mask and the demon and like changed her clothes to a purple shirt and some jeans. And I don't know, she was kind of boring, but like she looked better than whatever the hell was happening beforehand. And then I want to say around 2018, I was like, you know what? Now I have my persona, because I thought that was going to be the way she looked forever. Did I just knock my camera out of place? I don't know if I did. Maybe I'm hallucinating, but that needs to be fixed. I'm gonna cut that out later. Now that I have my persona in place, I need a fursuit. You don't need a fursuit to be a furry, but I didn't know that. So, around 2017, 2018, I made my first fursuit. Now, I didn't own any foam, and I didn't know where to get it, so I found some purple fur that was severely heat damaged. It hadn't been like brushed ever, because of course it wasn't intended for that purpose. And I basically made like a really shoddy maskable. You know those things? I like stuffed the muzzle with bits of felt, I think, so that it like stood up, and then the rest was just like limp fur. I'll see if I can find a picture of it, because she no longer exists. I threw her away. But if not, if you go really, really far down on my TikTok, which is linked below, you can see videos that I made with her, like making fun of her and holding her up and being like, this is trash. And I have since thrown her away, but if you want to see what she looks like, she is on my TikTok. Then, after her, I made another fursuit who was called Scar, and he was not much better. He was a dragon, made of this like weird red wool stuff, and I didn't have any felt at this point. I'd used all, so instead of like using felt like I did with the other one, I like glued together some layers of mesh and then just like put glue all over it and then just stuck fur on top. And it wasn't good. It didn't look good. I think he's also featured on my TikTok, but he no longer exists because I refurbished him. And I do still own the better edited version. It's not much better. I'll see if I can find it. After a couple minutes of looking, I did find not only the refurbished version, which by refurbished, a lot of the time it's supposed to mean you take the original fursuit and then change it and add stuff onto it. I did the opposite. I made a whole new fursuit just using pieces from the original. So I'm going to show you the original, which was the one that I made out of mesh and shit. What the fuck is this? I didn't realise I still had the original. I thought I threw it out. I didn't. You can see how I made his mouth. It's all wonky. He's looking a little worse for wear. When I made him, he did look slightly better because, of course, I did take parts off of him. But this is horrifying. This is awful. I don't know why I still have that. Then, the refurbished version, which at the time, even at the time, I was like, I think this is kind of worse. Which way is it's this way. These ears are from the first fursuit, the purple one. And this is made from felt and glue, and it's coming apart. These eyes are tiny. I couldn't see or breathe in this. And the neck is so long. I don't know why. And I'm gonna try them on. This should be fun. Just wait, my microphone's still on here. I just found he has like these tiny limp like green spikes on his back. That's not cute. Okay, let's try and put it on. Oh god, this does not... Wait, how did I... Oh my god. How was I ever supposed to... Did I just like... Oh my... Ow, it's sharp. Why is it sharp? This is the best I can do. How did I keep this on? Like, look at the back of my head. You can see like all my hair and stuff. How was I supposed to keep this on? Is this how I wear it? That's so bad. It's sharp. It's like sharp on the inside. What the fuck? I can't see in there. I can't see and I can't breathe, and I know this one's even worse because the eyes are tiny, and I remember even at the time I was like, I should have made the eyes bigger. I don't even think this will fit me. Oh god. The inside is made from like shorts or like leggings. What the fuck? It's like made from leggings. And because there's no foam, you can like fully turn it inside out. Like you can see all the inside here. I feel like this is a death trap. I feel like if this is how I die and this video is released in like memorial, remember me. It doesn't fit. I can't get that over my face. It doesn't fit. I can wear it as a hat. This is the best I can do. It doesn't fit. I need to throw that thing away. It's staring at me. There's all fur in my nose. So yeah. Now pretty frustrated with the results of, well, that cabaret is so wonky. This video is a hot mess. I think that's the best I can do. I was now pretty frustrated with the results of Scar version 2. Because it just did not look good. It looked even worse than the original, and I felt disheartened, you know? I felt kind of let down by myself because I thought I could do better. So, for a while, I took a step back and I left the furry fandom for almost a full year, I think. This is like beginning mid-2018, and I come back to the fandom like mid-2019. And yeah, around mid-2019, well, it was actually towards the end of 2019, but a certain virus showed up, and Mother Goose was warning that they're putting some places into quarantine and we might be next, and obviously we were, and that we should find some ways to entertain ourselves, you know, pick up a new hobby. And I was thinking, new hobby, what can I do? And then I remembered the furry fandom. I could join it again. And so, starting from scratch, I made a brand new fursona, Pixie, who is everywhere. There's loads of art like you can't quite see. It's like just off camera. I think there's one right behind me. Can you see that? Yes, that's her. That's Pixie. That is my main fursona. And she's been like that for almost a year now, and she's better than all the other versions. She dunked all the other versions. They're all terrible, and she's so much better. Hi. Okay, well that was rude. So now, with a new persona, I was thinking I should try my hand at fursuit making again. And around February of 2020, I finished Supernova. She's made on a base by Carmen Hamster on Etsy. A really great maker. Of course, I'd never worked with foam, so I opted to use a base, and my face is itchy. And, you know, they're a really great maker, really high quality, shipped surprisingly quickly considering they live all the way out in Mexico. So, you know, great. I now have a fursuit, and as a lot of you know, I made my first few TikToks, and so I started gaining followers, and then more recently got shadow banned, but that's fine, it's fine, everything's fine. And that brings us to present day. I have about 500 OCs that I don't use, 3 fursuits, and I'm a wreck, really. I'm pretty tired, pretty burnt out from all these 4 years, but you know what? It's been a good 4 years, and I can't wait for more years if I don't die. This video is a hot mess. I'm gonna have a field day editing it. But, you know, so, you know, now that brings us to present day, and we are, with the threat of another quarantine looming over our heads. I couldn't be happier that I'm in the furry fandom, because it's kept me alive during this past year. It's really the only thing that's kept me going, that and Animal Crossing, of course. So, you know, I can't be more thankful to all of you, especially, like, the first few furries I ever found out about, like, Telephone, Majira. You guys are, like, the reason that I stuck around in the fandom. You were the reason I started getting back into the fandom around early 2020, late 2019, so thank you for still existing, because if you weren't there, I probably wouldn't be here either. So, you know, now I'm here. 4 years ago, I was but a child playing Animal Jam, and now look what we've accomplished. This video was a wreck. I'm tired. You know, it's the last day of 2020, so I'm gonna edit this video, and then I'm gonna take a nap. I'll see you all next year. I am so fucking hot. Oh my god.